Alright, what's up everyone? Just got here to the shop, and today I'm going to show you how to take apart and reassemble your knuckles on your Toyota. Last time I took mine out wheeling, I sheared off a couple knuckle studs, and actually we had to weld it, trail weld it, to get it back to the trailer so I can get it back home so I wasn't stuck out there for hours dragging the front end around. So also while I was at it, when I got the new knuckles, I did a fifth stud mod, but I didn't buy backing plate eliminator kits, so I made some, and I'll show you those later as well. But before we get started, I'll show you my truck I'm working on. I'll show you the broken knuckle also. So here we go. So that is the broken knuckle. As you can see, it's been trail welded. It's nasty. It's dead. So that's where that's at. And this is my Toyota. Just the wheeler, nothing special, but she gets the job done. No, I didn't paint the high steer arms purple. Got them like that. And this is the side we're going to be taking apart today. I would have showed you the driver's side when I originally did it, but I didn't have the camera yet. Shitty camera, but it's camera. But I will be showing you how to take apart the passenger side, and then later on, reassemble. And I'll show you probably both sides, if not just one. But you'll get the gist of it. Should be able to knock it out. Not a problem. Alright. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do here is just take off this caliper, get it off and get it out of the way so we can actually move to the steering arm itself. Get that taken off. I'm taking it off because I'm going to fifth stud it. I'm not going to worry about breaking any more studs. So, but yeah, first thing first, take the caliper off. Take these ball joints off, or tie rod ends, whatever you want to call them. And then we'll be back from there once I get this off. I already got it started, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the brake caliper off. I'm going to work on these tie rod ends, get these broken off real quick, and then we'll continue on to the rest of the knuckle. And I guess I'll just film the rest. First thing you want to do is take these cotter pins out. And it can be a pain. So there's that one. Alright, so now we're going to take these tie rod ends off. I'm going to break these nuts loose down here, and then take the pickle fork and get them off. There we go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do after doing the high steer arms is actually the seal on the back, just because it has to come off anyway, so I might as well just get the seal on the back, get that out of the way. So I'm going to work on that real quick. All you need is a 10 mil wrench. Ratchet wrench usually works really good. I do not have one currently at the moment with me where I'm at, so we're going to do that real quick. Alright, I lied. Impacts work awesome as well. Just figure I'd throw that out there. So I'm already running the Trail Gear Wiper Seal Kit, Trail Safe Wiper Seal Kit. So mine might look a little bit different than what you're running. So I only got these two halves, the rubber seal and then the ring that goes around that. So just keep that in mind. You'll probably still have the felt if you're running stock. If not, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there we go. Pull that bad boy out. The ring come out after that. If I don't spill fucking gear oil everywhere. Pretty sure it's safe to say my inner seals are garbage. That's right, I got new ones. I got a new wiper seal kit. Yeah. New turning bearings. So it's all getting replaced just because that one side exploded. Alright, so the only reason I'm pulling this side apart is because I'm going to fib stud it. Which means I have to pull it all the way apart. And if you've never fib studded a knuckle before, you have to break it down completely, clean it up. Weld it, drill it, thread it, it works. So I'm actually going to tear the front of this knuckle off before I tear the steering arm off and then pull the axle shaft out and start breaking it down. So we'll get started on that. You need a 12 mil if you're running the dry flange kit on the front of your Toyota. It's a 12 mil socket to get those off. And we are going to now take those apart. Usually you want aluminum or brass to hit this with to get these cone washers out. But I don't have any right now, so I'm going to give a little love with the hammer on the side. I don't care if it gets dinged up too bad, it's just a wheeler. Not too interested in how it looks, more function over everything, so hopefully they break loose with just a little love. It's been on here a while, so we'll see. You can also put the nuts on. You want to throw them down till they're about flush. Maybe not quite so flush, but there's enough threads so they don't get messed up too bad. And then tap the ends of the nuts as well, which I might have to end up doing because it is not wanting to move. You don't want to hit them too hard either because you don't want to mess the studs up. Even if you don't mess with the threads, you can still bend the studs or break them, depending on how old yours are. Mine are probably pretty old. Alright, so another thing you can do too is, if you're careful, you can take a flathead screwdriver or some sort of wedge, slim wedge, get it right in there and pry it apart a little bit and push it back so it breaks these cone washers free. Now those should all be loose. Take the pliers that I have with me and see if we can't pull these bad boys out. These ones do not want to come out. Probably didn't pry the bottom out enough, so we're going to give that a little love with the screwdriver hammer. You know how much we love our screwdrivers and hammers. Oh yeah, that's a bad axle seal, that's for sure. That one. Alright, yeah, see, there should not be that much oil in there. It should be just grease. So, probably axle shafts might be getting a little bent, but we'll address that later. So, this is where we're at, and yeah, so. Now that you got the dry flange off, you want to pull this nut out. It does have a lock washer on it that folds over, so you want to undo that. Take this nut out. That. We can't get this bad boy out. There's that. Take the other nut. There should be a bearing in there.
this bastard out without fucking it up too much. Oh yeah, that's just a washer first. I'm gonna get this washer out of here. There's that bad boy. I should just leave you with the bearing. Bearing's not too screwed up, which we'll find out. There's the bearing. That's the bearing. Alright, so this is the bearing we just pulled out. It's it doesn't feel bad, doesn't feel gritty, not too loose, doesn't look bent at all. I don't see any metal shavings anywhere, not that I don't know if I would or not, but yeah, I don't see any. So I'm just going to take this later on and I'm going to clean it out real good and repack it. Lots of grease. So we'll revisit this situation later on when we go to put it back together. Next time you see this, next time you see me messing with this bearing, it'll be clean and greased. I'll say that because you might just see it sometimes. Now we're going to go ahead and take the high steer arm off. I believe that's a 17 mil. Yes it is. Alright, so once you get those nuts off, you have cone washers in here too if you don't already know. Also some regular washers. And those can be a pain to get out too. But they're not too bad. All you need is a couple screwdrivers, or if you have a pig set, some magnets, something, whatever you prefer. Hands of a surgeon. Alright, same thing with this one. Let me see. Okay, since I got the cone washers out of this one already, so it should just come off. Not dropping everything everywhere, hopefully. When you're taking this off, you want to be aware of the shims in there. You don't really want to fuck those up if possible. But at the same time, I'm not worried about these studs. Those are getting replaced as well when I fifth stud it. That's just that's your steering arm. This will be clean and painted as well, as long as with this knuckle. We'll leave the shims here.
the knuckle out. It's pretty easy. There's no more grease in here. As you can see, it's all been filled with oil. And yeah, just nasty oil and grease. Well, actually just, yeah, we'll pull this out too. There are some even that turning bearing feels good, so we're going to reuse this one. It's not overly bent, just dirty. Clean it, repack it. I'll be good to go again. We'll pull this out as soon as I take it out of gear, put it neutral so it'll spin freely, because it's locked. Because it has these flat spots. You want to line those up at the top and the bottom so you can rotate it and then it'll just work its way out. Alright, now with the axle shaft aligned with the top and bottom of the knuckle ball itself, we can go ahead and just work this bad boy out. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the seal. We will not be reusing this bastard. Just throw that in the trash. Definitely has some chunks in it, so it's definitely been bouncing around a little bit. And yeah, yep. I don't know if you can see it, but this one is definitely about shot. There's a big crack right there. There's some big gouging right here. Got a couple big gouges. Holy sh! That's a big old gouge in it. This one is definitely done and will need to be replaced. I will not be putting this one back in. That is for sure. So I gotta figure out something to do about that. But for now, we'll continue on with the knuckle tear down, and I'll put the eliminator back and plate eliminator kit on and show you exactly how that seats. So this right here is the knuckle. We're going to fifth stud it. Essentially, what we're going to do is take the high steer arm, we're going to put it on here, get a piece of like angle iron or steel, and drill through it. Weld the nut in here. There's a part in here. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a groove, milled out groove from the factory. You'll see it, two little like tabs almost right in there. That's where you want it to sit. The nut. You want to nut it so it doesn't pull out. But you got to weld that nut in there. So we'll get this tore apart a little more, and I'll show you where we're at after that. Alright, so when you get the knuckle off, you want to take the backing plate off, take the spindle off, get all broken down to a bare knuckle. To do this, you got these 8 bolts here. I believe they're 14 mil. We'll take those off. Wait. If you think you're going to forget what side to drill on, it's not hard. But if you think you do, or which angle the steering arm goes, you can put a little mark on there like I did. I don't know. I won't forget, but just to show you guys, I put an arrow on there. Go this way, dummy. So there's that. And we're just going to take these 8 bolts out real quick. There's one. Dirty. Deer tag. Lose them.
This ain't my shop, so I'm trying to keep everything kind of together. Even though I have access to it pretty much whenever. Still not mine. But you come in here and kick something around by accident. And I'm, you know, searching for bolts. So. There's that. This is sided. Has flat sides on it. Flat sides go vertically, just for reference, so you know, so you're aware. Here comes your backing plate. Piece of shit. That will get in the way if you decide to fifth stud it. There's your spindle. There's your gasket. Don't destroy this if you don't have to, because you know you're probably gonna want to reuse it. So, and here's your knuckle. Almost bare, almost ready to rock and roll. You do have this lower bearing you gotta take out, this lower training bearing or steering bearing, which we will also do. Just take these out, and it'll probably be a pain in the ass, but we shall see. So.